Hi. It's really good to be here. It's my first cruise and I'm thoroughly enjoying it, every minute of it. Thank you so much. My question is, how to get in touch with my inner being when there's a big contrast happens?
For example?
Recently, I had a few contrasts that happened, and I'm practicing everything that you're saying, and I've been doing it for a while, and my life is very good in many aspects. But I had some contrast just happen about a month ago, and I just couldn't sort of connect to myself, and it was very hard to get back to the vortex.
It's an interesting thing, because when you're in the middle of contrast, because it's vivid and because it's close and because it's real and because sometimes other people see it, it is not the easiest thing to take your attention from it. And so your question is, how can I ignore something that is happening and think about something that I would prefer? And yes, the answer, you've already given it, is just practicing. Did you like going through the locks of the canal? Did you find it fascinating in many regards? Logical, it's logical, isn't it? That there was a higher vibration that your ship wanted to achieve, and you started out in a lower vibration. And it was logical that you couldn't just rush the locks. In other words, that would not have been good for the ship. You try it in your own life, but it doesn't work out very well. But so instead, you just took it gradually. In other words, they just brought the water to the level where you are, which is what life does. Life sort of comes to you at the vibrational level that you are, and then you just sort of opened yourself to possibilities and sort of just floated in. Well, actually, they dragged you, but no analogy is really perfect. And so there you found yourself in that first lock, and then while you were there, the water raised and the water raised and the water raised and the water raised, and then it was really not illogical for you to flow into the next one. And then the water raised and the water raised and the water raised, and then it was not illogical for you to flow into the next one. And so getting into the vortex, or getting into alignment with who you really are, is similar to that. You don't do it all at once, but you understand that it is a possible thing to do. In other words, you understand that there is some place that you want to be that you currently are not, and you don't freak out, you don't turn around and run in the other direction, you don't have a meltdown. Instead, you just focus, and you expect good things, and you expect a path to open. And as you do, the resources, you see, what you want, where you're really going, is a vibrational match to who you are. What you want and where you're going is a vibrational match to where you are. And so to who you really are and to all that you want. And so if you stand in a place of knowing that, in other words, did any of you feel any reservation about your ship being raised 85 feet or 84 feet into the other water? Did any of you have any reservation about it? Or did you trust the process? You knew it was going to be gradual. It was so gradual you didn't even feel any bumps. It was so gradual, and so many had gone before. In other words, you trusted it by knowing. And so this is the same thing. When you are standing in contrast of something not wanted, you just do your best to activate as little of that as possible by releasing your thoughts about it, by not talking about it, by not blogging about it, by not sending emails. Don't struggle within it. Don't try to relate to others. Don't try to get others to understand how you feel. Don't try to defend your position, or don't even try to explain your position. And don't take pictures of your position. Don't document your position. And do your best to avoid the people who want to do that with you. In other words, remove yourself from the conversations that are easy and set your sights on the next vibrational lock. Set your sights there and watch and and watch for the floodgates to open. Did any of you have the urge to climb over the gates? Were you out there in the bow of the ship? I'm not waiting for this. This is taking way too long. I'm gonna jump over the gate. You knew that if you would just relax, that the water would fill up, and that the equilibrium would be there, and that the gates would open easily, and there you would go. Weren't you just pleased with the smooth ride you had? Wasn't that just a magnificent but logical engineering feat? And so this vortex is way, way simpler than that. Same sort of idea, though, you see. You just relax, and you don't panic when you're not in the lock that you want to be in, because it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And then off you go, sailing right off into the sunset, right where you want to be. Helpful?
Yes, very. Thank you very much.
This can't be good. They're all too glad.